Hello, and welcome to my channel. Here I am responding to a viewer's reply. Response to main point. Allegations of copy-pasting arguments. Intelligent design, ID, has a rich, evidence-based body of research and arguments. As with any scientific or philosophical debate, certain foundational points are referenced repeatedly. Just as scientists cite known research, it is natural to rely on well-established ID arguments. However, I aim to engage directly with your concerns in this response. I can assure you that these arguments are tailored to the discussion. If they appear familiar, that's because the underlying principles of ID are widely shared among those advocating for it. The goal is to engage with your concerns with precision and respect, not to dismiss your questions. 1. Engaging in discussion, not pretending. ID is not just about throwing out broad claims, it's about addressing criticisms head-on. If you have pointed out holes in previous arguments, I am ready to address them. Let's dive into specific concerns you have raised. If you believe certain points need elaboration or correction, please outline them here, and I will respond directly. The discussion around ID is iterative, just like any complex topic. If something is unclear or needs further evidence, this is an opportunity to explore it in more depth, not avoid it. 2. ID and empirical evidence, falsifiable hypothesis, and rigor. A key criticism is the claim that ID lacks falsifiability and scientific rigor. However, this critique misunderstands the nature of ID. Let me clarify how ID meets scientific criteria. Hypothesis. ID posits that certain biological systems exhibit irreducible complexity or specified complexity, features that cannot arise through gradual step-by-step evolutionary processes. Empirical test. ID suggests that systems like the bacterial flagellum or the complex information encoded in DNA cannot function if simplified. This presents a testable challenge to evolutionary models, which should be able to demonstrate how these systems could arise incrementally. Falsifiability. If a Darwinian pathway could be demonstrated for irreducibly complex systems, meaning the components could be added gradually while maintaining functionality, ID would be falsified. However, such pathways remain absent. This is why ID is still relevant to the debate. Positive evidence. Research into DNA shows that information-rich sequences resemble human-designed codes, indicating intelligent causation. Information theory supports the notion that such complex information typically arises from an intelligent mind rather than random processes. Scientific models and IDs, challenges to evolution. Evolutionary models have attempted to simulate gradual change, such as the Nielsen and Pelger I model, but these models rely heavily on assumptions and speculative steps. They do not empirically demonstrate the stepwise evolution of complex organs. This leaves room for ID as a viable alternative hypothesis. Abiogenesis remains another open problem. The origin of life requires information and structure from the beginning. ID suggests that information predates biology, and natural processes alone are insufficient to generate the specified complexity necessary for life. Why ID is empirical and scientific. ID does not start with a predetermined conclusion. It follows the evidence to infer design based on observed complexity, just as archaeologists infer intelligent activity when they discover ancient tools. Information theory, irreducible complexity, and fine-tuning are scientific concepts that underpin ID. These are not merely philosophical musings. They are observations grounded in scientific reasoning.